Welcome to the KeeKee's Big Adventures Family Travel Podcast, here to help inspire and plan your family's next big adventure. KeeKee's Big Adventures all started with the award-winning picture book series starring KeeKee, the globe-trotting cat, exploring the world's diverse places, people, and cultures. I'm Shannon, the author and creator of KeeKee's Big Adventures. Moms and families love the books and asked for help planning their own adventures, so the podcast was created to help. Adventure awaits! On this episode, we are taking a trip to a small, amazingly wonderful country that is so beautiful every time of year, Switzerland. Florin from Switzerland Tourism is joining us. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Very happy to be here on the podcast and talk a little bit about Switzerland. Yeah, it's an exciting destination, and I'm happy to share some insider information.
Why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself?
As you mentioned, my name is Florin. I work for Switzerland Tourism. I'm based here in the US, exactly New York. So I'm doing it live here out of New York City, and great to be here.
Great. It's so exciting to have you. I've been lucky enough to travel to Switzerland many times when I was living in Amsterdam.
Nice.
And from Lausanne to Zurich, it literally is just packed with so much. I was on a webinar with the Family Travel Association where Florin did this presentation, and I thought, this is fantastic. I didn't even realize, especially from a family perspective, all of the amazing things that you can do across the country. So anyways, let's get into it. I guess start by telling listeners a little bit about Switzerland.
Yeah, let's start off with a bit of an overview. For those of you who don't know, Switzerland, very much in the heart of Europe, right? So we're surrounded by all these amazing other countries. In the north, we have Germany. In the west, we have France, then down south, Italy, and not to forget in the east, there's Austria, and then also the small Principality of Liechtenstein. That's also where I'm from. I'm from that part of the country. And I would say this is also very much why Switzerland has such a great variety. We're very much influenced by all these countries that I just mentioned. And one reason for the influence is, of course, the languages. We have 4 official languages. Not everyone knows that. It's an interesting fact. And the most spoken language is German. Then we have French, of course, Italian. And then the 4th language, maybe a bit more unknown, it's called Romansh. Romansh, it's a Latin language. It comes from the Romans when they were sailing all over Europe. So it's stuck to a few areas in the eastern part, very seldom, but they have their own TV channel, for instance. They get the news in Romansh. So it's a fun fact. It's good to know. And it's deeply rooted within Switzerland. Yeah, that's a little bit about the destination. And it's small, of course, as well. East to west, it's about 4 hours. North-south, about 3 hours. So you can see, like, the distances are very short, especially if you compare it to, US and North America. It fits about 3.4 times into New York and 240 times into the US. So that gives you a little bit of a perspective on the size of our country.
That's amazing. 4 hours across the country. That really does put it in perspective. It is a very, especially for people, which most of our listeners are from the US, easy to get to.
Exactly, yeah. It's very easy to get to. We have direct flights, I would say, from every major North American hub with Swiss International Airlines, our home carrier. So they mainly fly into Zurich from, as said, all the hubs here in the US and Canada. And then also some flights into Geneva. So that gives you really options, 2 very good starting points to start your trip in Switzerland. You can arrive in like a Swiss way. With Swiss, they offer some nice Swiss foods on board. So you already get a little bit of taste of Switzerland in the air. So that's super nice always.
Yeah, it's a really great airline. So talk to us a little bit about, obviously, Family Travel Podcast, why Switzerland is a great family destination.
Yeah, good point. It goes little bit back what I mentioned before. I think the size makes it very attractive. because it's not too overwhelming and you can do many things within not a short amount of time, but it just offers a lot. Like within your desired time we have mountains, as everyone knows, we're very well known for that. But then on the other side, we have cities. We don't really refer to them as cities. We more call them boutique towns because they're a bit
That's a
smaller.
that's
They're
a
very
really great way
walkable.
to put it.
I think that describes it a little bit better. Yeah, they're very walkable, easy to get around. And of course, that means it's family friendly. So that's a great plus for families in Switzerland. And of course, also the public transportation, I would say. I think that's a big plus as well. You can, of course, also get around by car. It's no problem at all. But the train and the bus and the boats, they're connected throughout the whole country. So by law, our public transportation has to access every village or little town up in the mountains by train, bus, or boat. If it's really not a train going there, then it's going to be a bus. So it's very accessible and it makes it great for families to get around. And you have a really wide range of activities. As said, you can go up to the mountains, you have fun little playgrounds up on the mountains, and then in the cities you have interactive museums, and if you go on a lake you can go on a boat. Yeah, there's really many ways on how you can travel throughout the country.
I love that. And I do love, what did you call it? A boutique town? A
Yeah,
boutique?
exactly. Yeah, boutique town. Yeah.
Yes, which encapsulates it perfectly because I think
Uh-huh.
about Zurich and which, yes, is a major hub and a city and with so much going on, but it doesn't feel like that. It's just, as you put it,
Exactly. Yeah.
walkable. And I was there one of the times. Christmas was just amazing. It's just such a wonderful country. You were speaking to how easy it is for families to get around.
Yeah, as you said, yeah, everything is very well timed, but I also sometimes get the feedback that the system, since it's so dense, it can be a little bit overwhelming. And I think this is a great opportunity. Like I can give a little bit of an overview on like how you can navigate around this system and how you can really immerse into the country and make the most out of it. And one great tool that we have for travelers to use the public transportation is the Swiss Travel Pass. So the Swiss Travel Pass is all-in-one ticket, we call it, for train, bus, and boat. So that means you can get it for different lengths of stay. You can get it for 3, 4, 6, 8, or 15 days as a flexible option. That means you can use the day within a month, really, or as a consecutive options, you use the days in a row. So there you have some flexibility as well. And then you can really, with these tickets, hop on any train, bus, and boat as you please. So it's a great way and makes your life easier. You don't have to look up train connection. I mean, of course, you still have to look like when and where you want to go. But if you miss a train or if you stay somewhere longer, if you want to do another site, you really have the flexibility and you can take the next train, bus, or boat. And then it has some really great added benefits, the Swiss Travel Pass. So you get additional 500 museums included, free of
Wow,
charge. Yeah, which is
that's
amazing.
great.
And we have such a great variety of museums. I can also talk a little bit more about them later. And we have the Olympic museums, we have the Museum of Transportation, then we have world-class art museums in Basel, very well known for the Art Basel. In Zurich, we have the art museums, in Bern as well, great variety. And for families, children under 16 years, they travel for free with the Swiss Travel Pass, which is a super great added
That's
benefit.
fantastic. Yeah. So not only are you getting all of the transportation accessible and included, but wow, all the museums and kids 16 and under free. That's really nice.
Exactly. Yeah, it's such a great deal. As a parent, you really just need to get the pass. And then if the children are under 16, you can select or apply for the family card, and then you get the family card for free, and they get all these benefits included. And yeah, you can really explore the country. We refer to it as it's almost a little bit like a Disneyland, Switzerland.
I love that. Yeah. Real life, right?
Real
Like it's
life,
got,
yeah, it's in real, and we like to say there are no wait lines. You can really hop on and hop off whenever you want.
exactly.
Some scenic trains, I have to say, they get busy. So there, I recommend doing a seat reservation. But in general, you don't have to worry about seats. The generic trains, they don't require seat reservations. It's a seamless way of getting around, I would say.
That's fantastic. And you can just purchase them online in advance.
Exactly. Yeah, you can purchase it online for the ones more spontaneous. You can also get it in Switzerland at the train stations. So it's very easy to purchase for sure.
Great. Okay, so I'm easily flying into Switzerland and
Exactly.
I'm easily getting around. Now, where should I go with my family?
It's a good question. Since I go back again to the whole variety we have, I would highly recommend to use this to your advantage, the great variety. And what I mean with that is try to combine the different language region within your itinerary. You can almost imagine it's a little bit like different countries. The German speaking part differs from the French speaking part already in terms of the cuisine, of course, very different. Architecture wise, it's quite different. And of course, the most obvious one, the language differs. And I feel like this gives really nice layers to an itinerary. You have, as I mentioned, these different aspects that you can experience within the language region. Yeah, it's a really cool way to see the country. And I always say, try to do at least two different language regions. If you have more time, try to do all of them or three of them.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so let's say we wanted to try to hit all four. How long would we need and where should we go?
If you do all four of them, I would say you need a good 10 days.
Yeah,
You definitely need a little bit of time, and you also don't want it to be too rushed, especially also for
exactly.
families. Maybe you even need a bit of more time because, in the end, if it's packing every night, I don't think that would be a smart idea to do. To lay out a little itinerary, you could start in Zurich, flying to Zurich. Zurich has so much to offer itself already. As mentioned, it's a nice boutique town and home of the world famous chocolates, the Lindt Home of Chocolate.
Yum.
They have this chocolate experience. They feature a chocolate fountain that is 30 feet tall. They have a very interactive chocolate museum. You learn all about the history, the sourcing of the cocoa, and how it's in the end transformed into chocolate. And you can do chocolate workshops. Definitely super nice for families and a great start into a Swiss adventure, I would say. Then you can mix it up with a lake cruise on Lake Zurich. If you have the Swiss travel pass, you just can hop on the boat and go on a lake cruise. Also, on those lake cruises, you can have lunch or sometimes even dinner. During some times of the season, they have these themed lunches and cruises. So in winter, it's sometimes like fondue cruises or
Oh, fun.
yes, it's super, super nice and a very typically Swiss experience as well.
Yes.
And then from Zurich, you have many options. You can go east if you want to do all four language regions. I would probably start off by going a little bit into the eastern part of Switzerland. Probably would start off with the Romansh speaking part in the Grisons, Graubünden. That's a canton. We refer to cantons here, they would be like states. So it's a state in Switzerland, in the eastern part. It's also where the Romansh speaking area is. Very well-known destination in that area is St. So you can go into the surrounding villages and experience that. And of course, St. is a very well-known
Very
destination as
well known.
well.
Yeah.
Great for hiking in summer, obviously skiing in winter. And it's not only skiing in winter, it's also they have great hikes, easy hikes. You can do winter walks, sledding, very much catered also towards families, horse carriage rides, and so
Ooh,
on. So it's
nice. Could be a nice holiday trip as well, huh?
oh yeah, for sure, definitely super nice. And then from there we will probably travel into the Italian speaking part, a bit further down south. And an option to go there would be with the Bernina Express. It's a scenic train that goes from St. or Pontresina next to it, all the way down into Tirano. Tirano is actually in Italy. And we also refer a little bit to this train as like you go from glaciers down to palm trees, because in the end you end up in Italy. And from there you could then take a bus. It's only operating in summer. The bus goes from Tirano all the way to Lugano, again, then on the Swiss side, and you pass by through Como. So you go through like the northern Italian part, Como into Lugano, and then you end up all the way in Lugano on Lake Lugano. And of course, also there you find palm trees, and that's also something that sometimes people forget a little bit. We have also palm trees in Switzerland. So it's a nice additional feature that you can have when you come and visit, and you will experience very much Mediterranean climate down there, very much Italian influenced food, right? You have the good pasta, the risotto, you eat in these grottos, in these local
Right.
restaurants and so on.
The pictures I've seen of that train ride just look amazing.
Yeah, super
Definitely
nice and great
gorgeous.
windows. You have these like panoramic
Yes.
windows. Definitely a must experience. One of the panoramic trains should be on the list, I would say,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely. All right, so now you're in the Italian region.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have to make our way up north again. So from there, we could take another scenic train, for instance, from Lugano to Lucerne. Lucerne, obviously, very well known on Lake Lucerne. And this train goes over the Gotthard Pass. It's a very famous mountain pass. It was used many years ago as a trading route of goods from all the way Africa to Northern Europe. So that was a famous trading route, and they have the scenic train going over it. There's also the fast way through the tunnel. It's the longest railway tunnel in the world, and the scenic route goes over it. So it's a spectacular train ride as well. And you can combine it with a boat. So you go first from Lugano to Flüelen. It's a place on Lake Lucerne. And from there, you board the boat and you end up all the way in Lucerne. And Lucerne, in the heart of Switzerland, in central Switzerland, features the Chapel Bridge, the famous
Oh,
bridge with
yeah.
the water tower. It's on every postcard that you probably will send out of Switzerland.
Totally.
And you are in a completely different setting within Switzerland. We went from palm trees via mountains on the boat to Lucerne, and Lucerne also very walkable boutique town. It's smaller than Zurich, for instance, very walkable, and it's surrounded by mountains. So there you have plenty of options of mountain excursions, Mount Pilatus, Mount Rigi. So there's plenty of things to do and see there. And then from there, we can really take another train into the French-speaking part. If it's Montreux, if it's Lausanne, if it's Geneva, these are all beautiful cities on Lake Geneva. Again, combinable with lake cruises, vineyards that are on the shore of Lake Geneva. So there's plenty of options. And this is definitely a bit of an extensive itinerary, but doable for sure.
Yeah. Another place that I know is on many people's Switzerland bucket list is Zermatt and all it has to offer.
Exactly, yeah. An icon. It's a beautiful mountain village up in the mountain. And of course, the famous landmark, the Matterhorn, just in front of the village. So very spectacular, beautiful, par-free mountain village. So Zermatt is only reachable by train. You have to get there by train, and there's no cars in the village. So depending on where you stay, you will be picked up with a horse carriage, and they bring you to the hotel. And for instance, you can also do all year round skiing if you are really interested into skiing, but you're there in summer or you want this experience to ski on a glacier. Zermatt is the way to do it. And in winter, they are one of the biggest ski resorts within the countries. They have about 200 miles, even more of perfectly groomed ski slopes, great ski resort, and children under 9, they get a free ski pass. And those under 16 get half price passes. Great added value. And also skiing in Switzerland, talking about a little bit the pricing, it's quite affordable. A day pass about in Zermatt, I don't know the exact numbers, it's about $100 for an
That's
adult.
not
So
bad at all.
it's not bad at all, definitely. And you get so many miles of groomed slopes and also off-piste skiing a little bit as well, of course.
Yeah, we had a mom on the podcast who went in the summer and they were from Florida and the sun doesn't get to see snow or glaciers. So it was amazing that you could still see all of that in the summertime. Super
Exactly, yeah.
cool.
And they have surrounding mountain peaks in Zermatt. If you're there, do either or both. The Cogwheel train up to Gotthard, it's a viewpoint, it's a mountain peak, super stunning. You overview the glacier, of course, the Matterhorn, it's always in the backdrop. And very scenic. You can even do some experiences up there. You can do this virtual paragliding flight. They have even
Yeah.
an observatory up there. And of course, little hikes, right? It's easy hikes. It's not everything is extreme in Switzerland. You can, of course, climb the Matterhorn. We leave that to the professionals.
Yes,
And for
please.
for families, there are easy trails or almost little streets. You can sometimes even bring a stroller. That's also something always good to remember. It's not everything is in the extremes in the mountains. So you have to inform yourself where you go, but there's always good options for families available
Yeah.
for sure.
And you were talking too about, I love the Lindt experience. That sounds amazing. And when I was listening to your presentation, I was really shocked about the fact that there are 500 plus museums and a lot of sports museums for kids and families that are interested in
Exactly.
those kind of things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Switzerland is well known for sports as well. Maybe not the first thing you think about Switzerland, but yeah, we have the Olympic capital in Switzerland. It's in Lausanne. And Lausanne is, yeah, it's known as the Olympic capital. And the reason also they feature the Olympic Museum. So in there, you can really learn all about the Olympic history. You see all the medals, super interactive. And I feel like it's also interesting for non-sports lovers. It's a historic museum. And then also in Zurich, we have another well-known museum. It's World Football Museum from FIFA, soccer for football fans, for soccer fans with kids that are into soccer, into Messi and MLS. They can go and see the World Football Museum in Zurich. It's a great interactive museum as well.
Very cool. Yeah, that was the other thing I was very impressed about, all the interactive nature of a lot of the things that you talked about. It makes it fun for the kids.
For sure, yeah, especially also in the cities that maybe could be a bit less interesting for families. So there's always like a component you can add on for kids as well with these museums.
That's great. Food. There's so many wonderful things to try. We touched on chocolate. What are some of the other highlights of cuisine in Switzerland that families should look out for?
Yeah, chocolate, that's the one. And then the other one is probably the cheese.
I know you have chocolate and cheese.
Exactly. Yeah, these are our USPs. Yeah, cheese, you have to fondue experience. Fondue is the melted cheese dish that you eat on like an open fire in a big pot and you dip in a bread piece. And then another well-known cheese dish is the raclette. I even prefer that a little bit over the
Me
fondue.
too.
Super nice. If you eat it in the area where it's from, you eat it from the wheel of cheese. So like you eat it from half a wheel. Originally they heated it on the open fire and scraped it off. And now, of course, they build all kinds of gadgets around it. And then we in the German speaking part, we then eat it more with this table grill and little pans. We put slices of cheese on it, also maybe a bit more family friendly. You can top it off with all kinds of foods, whatever you wish, and you put it into the table grill and you melt it. And you would put it over potatoes, but also there you can really eat it with whatever you want or you desire. So these are probably the two most typically Swiss.
Totally. I remember the first time having it. I think it must have been Christmas in Zurich. There was
Right.
one of the stalls or stands. I had never seen or heard of raclette before, and that was so good. I
It's
love
really
it.
good. Yeah, I love it. And the raclette works really well for Christmas markets. They can really, as you said, sell it in a stall and sometimes they put it over bread and you can still walk around. Whereas we found it's a bit more difficult. I mean, you eat it in a cozy setting on a
Yeah.
table. So it's great for Christmas markets to eat it on the go. Works very well.
What probably comes to mind for Switzerland is skiing and snow and
Mm-hmm.
hiking, climbing.
Mm-hmm.
What we've talked about, there's so much more to do. Summer, when families have the most time, I think we hit on a lot of that. Also, fall breaks, spring breaks are also a great time to come, right?
Definitely, yeah. Spring and fall are super nice times of the year to come. A big reason is, I would say, also it's less crowded. I mean, I would not say Switzerland is crowded, not at all, but it's a bit less popular, but it's still very scenic and beautiful, also in terms of the temperature. It is more mild towards the fall, of course. Temperatures are going down, and a big plus as well is the fall foliage, the changing of colors, which just makes it so nice and really a great option to go up into the mountains. Really nice hikes through the forests. And yeah, you don't have to sweat or like in the hotel room, just open a window and you have a nice breeze of fresh air coming in. So really great time of the year to travel to Switzerland for sure. And yeah, it's getting also more popular. People realize it and it's great to see. I think it's a really good alternative to the other seasons.
So you can go for fall foliage to Switzerland. You don't have to go to the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Exactly, yeah.
That's so great. And then Christmas markets. I think, again, people usually think
Mhm.
Germany for Christmas markets, but Switzerland is a great place to come as well.
Exactly, yeah. Very comparable to the German Christmas markets, probably smaller. I have not been to one in Germany, I have to admit. What I also like about it is a lot of local crafts crafts and locally sourced materials. That's also something that is very important to Switzerland, that we really also support the local communities. Sustainability is also an important topic for us. And the Christmas markets are really charming, I would say that's the right word. And you find it in every major village, Zurich, Basel. In Montreux, in the French-speaking part on Lake Geneva, you have also a very well-known one. It features a flying Santa. A Santa flies over the Christmas market, so it's a fun one to go to. And they all have a different character, so they differ a little bit. They're all not the same, so you can do one in the French-speaking part again or in the German-speaking part.
I like that idea because I was thinking about trip to Germany for Christmas markets, and it's a big country. I love the idea of being in Switzerland and being able to just pop to a bunch of different towns to experience that.
Yeah, definitely. From Zurich to Lucerne, it's only 45 minutes by train.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're in a different city. And usually in these cities, they have several Christmas markets, right? There's one on the lake and there's one in the old town. It's a great idea to actually go and explore various markets. Totally.
I'm in. Okay, Florin. So for families that have just been enthralled by this podcast, where should they go to do some exploring?
We have a great webpage. I would say, of course, I'm a bit biased. It's very user-friendly, and we have like specific topics towards family travels. It's a great resource of family-oriented activities that you can do in Switzerland. So we have an info email address where we also can answer questions. So you can also reach out to us, and we're happy to guide you a little bit, give you some ideas. And another great feature we have is the accommodation finder or the hotel finder, where you can specifically look for family-friendly hotels. These hotels are really assessed that they're really catered towards family-friendly facilities, playrooms, children menus, childcare programs. And we have a great variety of these. All over Switzerland, you find these. So that's a great way to start researching, I would say. And also maybe plan a little bit around these hotels, right? Where these hotels are, there are also like good activities around. So I would probably start there, and then we are always also happy to help too.
Really good point. So what's the website?
Switzerland.com.
Perfect.
And you can go on family experiences.
Okay, great. And then also
socials everywhere, Instagram, Switzerland, YouTube, TikTok, you name it.
All the places.
All the places.
You can find Switzerland in all the places.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. So Florin, thank you so much. This was just a fantastic overview of Switzerland and all of the amazing opportunities there are there for families, which hopefully is illuminating for many people. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you as well so much, Shannon, for the platform and hosting me for my first podcast. I really enjoyed it. And I really hope I could inspire many families to come over to Switzerland. It is a great family destination, and we can't wait to welcome you very soon.
Fantastic. We will put in the episode description links to your website, to the social channels. We will also have an article on the website with more details of what we've shared here. And then also, if you like to listen to podcasts on YouTube, we are now putting the episodes up on YouTube, and Florin has amazing visuals. So we will drop some of those into the article on our website, as well as the podcast that we're putting on YouTube. So go check out all of those and start planning your family adventure to Switzerland.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on the KeeKee's Big Adventures Family Travel Podcast. Visit the episode webpage for all the details from today and lots more travel planning resources. We look forward to traveling with you on the next episode. Adventure awaits.
Adventure